Do you know what your resolutions, intentions, and vision boards are missing? The lessons you learned in 2021. If you haven't written down somewhere on your list the words accept and integrate, then that's an issue, because resolutions, intentions, and vision boards that lack acceptance and integration often fail. In this video, I prepared messages of acceptance and integration for each sign of the zodiac, because accepting what you have learned through the experiences of 2021 can be a major strength for you in 2022. Don't you want to move from desiring things to conscious awareness of what you already have? Let's go. Let's go. You've learned many times this year the importance of being in your body, being present in the moment, not off thinking about the next thing, not somewhere else, not planning, just literally being in the present moment, no matter how it felt, no matter how uncomfortable it was, no matter how much it hurt, no matter how much you really wanted to move on and do something else, no matter how tired you were of hearing the same thing over and over again. You stayed put. Or at least you learned the importance of staying put. The best way that you're going to move forward in this lifetime is to allow yourself to not want to run all the time. That you're wanting to escape because you know there's so much more out there. It's literally the opposite of what you actually want to do that is going to be your strength. Because what you want to do all the time is actually the easiest thing to do. It requires very little effort. It requires very little willpower. It requires very little strength. Do you know the best way to gain muscle is to lift weights? You want to bulk up? You have to add on, you have to hold on to something. So you have to stay present in order to gain the strength that you need in order to move forward. But the reality is that what you learned this year is that by constantly fleeing situations or constantly leaving the conversation, by constantly daydreaming about something else and not listening to what's happening around you, and that could be what your body needs, that can be what your family needs, that could be what your spirit needs, that you learn that the best thing for you to do is to be present. And you really were surprised by some of the things that you heard, some of the things that you noticed, some of the things that you felt, because you stayed in that situation. So if that sounds like you, Sagittarius, and that could be your sun, moon, or your rising sign, Sagittarius, that you learned that, wow, when I feel through this, when I listen to all this, when I actually absorb what's around me, I have more information, which is what I love anyway. I love learning new things. I love exploring new places. There's so much out there that I want to do. And I discovered that right here where I stand, I am still capable of learning. Now, if you accept that, Sagittarius, if you accept that as a truth, a soul deep type of truth, then that's going to help you integrate whatever it is you need to integrate in order to set the intentions that are going to be productive this year. No, I said productive this year. I didn't say fruitful or something. Although productive and fruitful kind of go together, but I feel like fruitful would be the next step. You want to actually be producing some sort of energy flow. Plants don't just grow fruit out of nowhere without any kind of energy exchange, right? You haven't been exchanging energy in a way that's allowing you to produce anything. So you want to be productive. Now let's see. What is it that you need to integrate? I kept saying to myself, where's the crown chakra? If you're someone who has been going through this sort of year and learning to accept this really major, almost karmic level lesson for you, if that was you this year, the next step is for you to start integrating that divine inspiration. Because the reason why you the reason why you stayed put was because you realized that you were listening to guidance. You were like, this actually feels good. actually doing it. Even though I don't like what I'm hearing, I'm actually excited about the fact that I'm hearing it. I'm actually surprised, but in a good way that I'm hearing it. Because you did that, you realize, whoa, that was actually more than I thought I was going to get out of this situation. That was way more than I thought I could ever experience sitting here in this most uncomfortable position. I must be doing something right. I must be listening to guidance. I'm listening to spirit. Oh my God. The fact that you were listening to guidance is what led you to this epiphany, if you will. Because your natural inclination is to run, is to avoid, is to distract yourself, is to do something else, is to imagine something else, is to not be present. That is basically what you do. But this time you didn't. And each time you didn't, the more you learn and the more beneficial you saw it. So accepting that and integrating the crown chakra, integrating guidance from spirit, what else could you possibly want, Sagittarius? This is the kind of level type shit that you're looking for so much. This is it. To have your crown and your base and everything in between working in alignment. And you keep thinking it's someplace out there. You keep searching for it, right? This is what you want. So if you can integrate spirit in your life and stay put and present and accept that that is your strength, and you are one and you feel one when you integrate what you have accepted in your heart because you've had these experiences, and you combine that with your mind and allow your mind to be, I hate to say the word controlled, but let's just say, I don't want to say coaxed. It all feels like convincing, and probably all feels like convincing words because that's what you need. You need to be convinced by spirit, and that's why you had all these experiences. So hopefully you will start to integrate that more, that you're going to be guided to information that's going to benefit you and be strengthening you and making you stronger. If you integrate your connection to spirit into your life in a full way, you will feel one. You will start to masculine, feminine, spirit, boom, one. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel that. And you're going to be challenged. Let's just be clear. Just because you are on this level of awakening and you have opened up a new chapter in your book, it does not mean that you're not going to still be challenged and be tempted to go back. That's just how this shit works. We know this, right? So really what you're doing is you're preparing yourself with this conversation we're having right now. You're preparing yourself and saying, okay, these are the things I learned. This is how I felt. And because I felt that way, I want to take that information with me in 2022. I want to accept it. I want to hold it. And then you want to also remember that every decision you're making is going to have some sort of whisper. It's not going to be loud. It's not going to be based in fear. It's going to be, and because you've done that, right? So you know what that sounds like. Continue to integrate it. You'll get better at it. You won't have any second guess. You still second guess. Should I, shouldn't I? You're going to start doing that a lot less the better you get at listening, the better you get at integrating with spirit and your crown chakra. That is amazing, Sagittarius. I will see you at the next video because I cannot wait to continue this conversation with you. Heal. You have to heal your understanding of strength and what it is to be one with yourself. You're needing to heal that connection. You need to heal the way you accept things and the way you integrate things. There's some sort of missing slats on that bridge or something. Like you're gonna have to work on that for sure, okay? In order for what I'm about to share with you really having an impact, I feel like. Because this is like the main thing. This is the main event. You healing that issue, that challenge. What do you need to accept? You need to accept Master Okay. And you need to accept. I'm going to do another one, I think. Lead. These words are making me want to laugh. Master, lead. Sounds just like a Capricorn. Sounds just like a Capricorn. And you know what? Master, this card is actually, if I'm not mistaken, this is temptation / the devil, which is also a Capricorn. Let's do one more. Balance. Oof. And if that's not a message, balance, who's in charge? Who's in charge? Is the devil like running your shit? Like the temptation, the stranglehold, right? You've had so many opportunities this year in 2021 to see the ways in which you get tugged and pulled into these things that seem satisfying. They seem up your alley. They seem meant for you. And then it's like, damn, no, that wasn't it, right? You've had enough experiences this year to realize that who is the master? And you didn't do enough of this, leading your own path out of temptation. You got the Emperor card here. The Emperor, which is the Aries, right? You got the Emperor card. You have the Devil and the Emperor, and then you got balance. What you need to accept this year. What do you need to accept from this year? Is that you have the tendency to allow the devil to lead you and to guide your steps, because Aries is the god of war. You need to accept that you need balance, that you allow the masculine energy in you to lead you more than any other and I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with having the divine masculine, but the thing is, the divine masculine in a unhealed and I hate saying the word toxic, but I can't think of another word right now. Toxic masculinity, I really hate that phrase, but let's just go with it because for the sake of argument, there is such a thing as being out of balance as a masculine energy and being out of balance in the feminine energy. For you, you lean so heavy on the masculine because you are in survival mode. Why else would you need the god of war with you? Why else would you be willing to hear what the devil has to say and letting that lead you? The devil's lying to you, telling you that you are not enough, telling you that you're not enough. And so you're allowing that energy to lead you more than your feminine intuition, than your softness, than your vulnerability, than your oneness with your emotions. That's what you need to accept that this year has been showing you. That you allow this masculine energy to run your life, so much so that you are out of balance, and that what you really need to do is integrate the feminine energy and allow yourself to be in balance. You clearly have the power. Clearly. You don't even really have to try. You're hella determined. Hella determined. You're gonna have it. You're gonna do it. No one can stop you, right? No one is even trying to stop you, by the way. The only person stopping you is you. So that's what you need to accept this year. That you allow yourself to be run by your masculine energy and you're out of balance. And that's probably why you have a trouble healing your strength, okay? This is what you got to accept, your strength. When you accept what I just said about how you let the masculine energy run your life, when you accept all of that and everything else I said prior to that, is when you're going to start to see your strength. Because the opposite thing that you want to do is to listen to your intuition and be soft and be vulnerable. That's not what comes naturally to you. That's not how you win. Right? But what you need to realize now, if you have been doing the work, if you're interested in developing your soul's purpose and developing your your connection to spirit and fulfilling your destiny, then you are going to have to realize that this alone is not going to take you there. So when you accept that is when you can start to heal. And now I'm beginning to see why you got healed from the beginning, right? Why you got healing, you're accepting to your integration, because what you're really needing to do is accept your physical strength, your prowess, if you will, versus the other thing, which is probably going to be more about emotions. And the fact that you can't really control that, and it's really hard to strengthen your emotions because you're always going to have moments of feeling sad. You're always going to have moments of feeling angry. You're always going to be feeling frustrated and disappointed. These things are things that you don't like feeling. No one likes feeling those things, just for the record. But you specifically don't like that because why? Control, right? It's about control, controlling your environment, controlling what happens. And what you're also doing is controlling anything from coming near you, anything from getting too close, anything from really seeing you fully, right? Like undressing you. That, ooh, wait, hold on. All right. I have to be in charge. I got to tell you when you can undress me. You can't just show up and undress me. I don't like that. And that's sort of how that feeling is when you get frustrated and it creeps up on you. It's like you get undressed. Yeah, I'm naked. How did that happen? Right? It's like when you feel sad, you feel that little tug and it's like, whoa, wait, hold on. You snuck up on me. No, you don't like that feeling. No. Nope. What do you need to integrate? This one is feeling it. Okay, you got to change your focus, which we are talking about right now. Right? We are literally talking about changing your focus, right? And it's also, I love how it's green, which to me feels like, heart chakra energy, which again goes back to what you need to integrate for wholeness. This is a card I'm using as my muse for integration. Okay, right here, and this is the muse card I'm using to represent acceptance, strength. Okay, so just looking at this. And then seeing you change your focus as your integration card, like what you need to integrate, changing your focus, shifting your perspective, not allowing yourself to be tugged on one side all the time, right? What else? Root chakra. Which makes a lot of sense. It's about security, isn't it? It's all about security. It's all about safety. That's all you want. You want to feel secure. And again, everybody does. Everybody does. It's like that one base thing for everybody. We all want to feel safe and secure. And I think part of what you might need to change your focus on is that the way you try to obtain that security and that safety is actually from a space of hurt. You're working from a traumatic experience, and that's informing how you move, right? It's like it's causing you to feel freaked out, about the possibility of the pain again, of the trauma. You're not healed from the trauma. That's probably why you have a hard time accepting and integrating what you know, because it doesn't matter what you know, right? Because you also know the possibility of not having enough, of not being okay, of being lonely, of being desolate, of being poor in spirit, poor in material things. You know what that's like. And that's terrifying. That is terrifying. So you allow the masculine energy to help you survive that, right? That's why the base chakra comes up, because you need to actually heal that. You need to integrate the importance of the role that it plays in your life, because you know that you are being run by this masculine energy within you. And dude, you could be a literal dude that I'm talking to right now. I'm still talking to you. You're still allowing your masculine energy to take control, and you don't lean on your divine feminine, because you have a divine feminine too. If you even took a moment or more moments or a more balanced approach to integrating that, man, would things change. Because it's like driving a car. You gonna just drive it with the 2 wheels on the left? Or the 2 wheels on the right? Where you going? Nowhere. You're literally just spinning your wheels. Literally just spinning your wheels. So the base chakra comes up because you were working on this energy of feeling this way because I don't want to not have, I'm scared. I'm scared is what it is. I'm scared. So you need to integrate the fact that that's something that's informing the way you move. Accept that that's why you lean on your masculine, and integrate that into what you know. Like, take that in now. Pull it in. Change your focus and pull that in. Let's go back. I want to choose another card for changing your focus. I think the base chakra card is pretty clear. Giving and receiving. Change your focus to the fact that there are moments of giving and receiving, which could literally be, you giving to your masculine and receiving from your masculine, or giving to your feminine and receiving from your feminine. There's a back and forth. That's also the balance. It's this side, that side, this side, that side, and we're working together. That's the giving and receiving. That also will help you when it comes to thinking about lack and past traumas from your root chakra that needs to be addressed. Integrating dreams coming true. Okay? Deep down, there's a place of doubt. Again, because of your trauma and what you've experienced, and the fact that you're still needing to heal and address that. Actively heal and address that. Because the core activity that you're going to be doing, or you're needing to be doing, is healing. Okay, so dreams coming true is representative, I believe, of the fact that when you change your focus to the fact that things are possible and that what you want can come, it might like temper this hyper speed, this hyper drive type energy that you tend to have when you let the masculine lead you, right? It's like if you just know that, if you integrate that knowledge that what you want, your dreams can come true, that you can pull in what you're looking for, then it might not make you feel like you got to really start tugging on it, because it's yours. It's coming to you. So just take your time and pull it in and enjoy yourself. Chill out. It's coming to you. It's yours. Know that. Know that it's coming to you. Know that it's yours. And act like it. Why are you hustling and grinding for something that's yours? I will see you at the next video, because I cannot wait to continue this conversation with you. Aquarius, I know that this year has brought up a lot of things that you haven't dared said to a soul. That there are things that has happened, that has transpired, that you have experienced, that actually kind of shook you to your core. It really did. And you haven't said a thing to anybody. You don't really plan on talking about it. It was just like, whoa, that was insane. And like, well, let me just move on. Ooh, that was uncomfortable. It's like that sort of thing. You need to do the opposite in order to gain your strength, okay? You got to confront. You got to confront. This is what you got to accept. You can't run from it. You can't run from it. It's there waiting for you. Literally, it's your shadow. It's your shadow. You need to confront it. Why are you running? It's like that meme. Why are you running? It's like that. I didn't say that right at all. That was terrible. But you know what I'm saying. Why are you running? So confronting it. You gotta look at it and look at how small it is, and you're running from it. That little small thing got so much power over you. And you have to accept that this year, the things that happen to you that are causing you to run from your shadow are the very things you need to turn around and look at. You need to accept them. You need to realize that this illusion, this moment of, or moments of disillusionment and oh my God, like the revelations that you had as a result, they blew your mind. Like shook, legit shook. If you accept those things, if you accept that you need to confront it, that will be your strength. Because right now, it's like on the other side of this door or doorway. Okay? You want to hang out where it looks like it's all sunny. There's a lot of clouds though. There's a lot of doubt. It's not as dark as what's in this space. It's not as dark as what's behind in this doorway. It's not as dark as that. But look at all those damn clouds. All that doubt just hovering over you and lingering over you. That's why you don't have any strength. You want your strength, you have to confront your shadows. Because guess what? It's a clear sky on the other side. All you see is how dark it is. But look, there is nothing at all in the sky except for the moon. It's clear skies over there. So if you want your strength, you're going to have to confront the things that has really shook you this year and see your shadow for what it is and integrate it by taking the lead. That's what you got. Take the lead. Take the lead. This is not just for yourself, by the way. You're not going to like this. I'm so sorry, but I'm going to just tell you straight up. Taking the lead is not just for your own personal, spiritual, development. It's bigger than that. You see the things that really you didn't like here? There were people involved in this. This shadow you have, you didn't just get it by yourself. Why do you think you like being alone so much? Because people are disappointing for you. People let you down. People really get you where it hurts. So you don't really like, being around people too tough. You don't. And that's cool. All right, whatever. But you got to take the lead. You over here acting like a beta. What? Why are you acting like a beta? Why? That's what the problem is. That's why you don't like that feeling, because that's not even you. You got to take the lead. You know how the family dynamic should be working. You know how it's supposed to be going down. You know how it's supposed to happen. You have it in you. You saw it. You envisioned it. You got to integrate the fact that you need to take the lead and stop running. You got to take the lead. You got to stop hiding. You got to demonstrate for them. You got to show them. You got to show them how strong you really are. You got to show them how connected you are to your heart space you are. You like hanging out and up here. Up here don't have any strength for you anymore. This was helping you survive. Do you just want to survive? If you just want to survive, then we have nothing to talk about. I'm not here to help you try to survive, my friend. No. So for me, I want you to succeed. I want you to be successful. I want you to have the things that you're ordained to have. And I want you not to be afraid to face those dark parts of you. Face them. They helped you survive all this time. You just can't keep living like that no more. You can't live like that. You are a leader. You are an innovator. This is your season. This is your time zone, man. We're in Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius. What are you doing? This is your time. Get up. Get up. Okay? Integrate the fact that you need to be the leader. You need to demonstrate for people what it is that they need to do. You need to demonstrate your power. You need to demonstrate your higher thinking. You got to demonstrate your innovativeness. You can't just be oh, I'm the shit. Oh, I know I'm the shit. Oh, I'm the shit. And you just sharing it with people who have no choice but to hear you. Let's just be honest. The people you're talking to, they already love you. They already care about you. They're not impressed. They're like, yeah, all right. At this point, it's like, whatever, dude. Whatever, ma'am. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so what? What are you doing with that? What are you doing with it? You gotta take the lead. Walk into the situations that are this fucking scary for you that you want to run from, and then take the lead. You see the hand? You see the light in the hand? It's the actions. It's your actions. It's your actions that's going to illuminate the situation. It looks like it's dark because you're walking in there thinking that someone else got the light. You do! You got the light. I will see you at the next video because I cannot wait to continue this conversation with you. This card came out first. Believe and succeed. The reason why I think this card came out, my friends, my Piscean friends, is because you need to get in the boat. Basically, you need to get into the boat and believe that you can get to where you're wanting to go for yourself. Believe that you can be successful. Believe that it is possible for you. I don't care what it is that you're trying to do. I don't care what your big vision and dream is. You need to believe it for yourself. You might talk like you believe it, but you need to start acting on what you believe. You need to start acting on what you believe. You got to put the rubber to the road right now. You need to get into the boat and travel. And part of that traveling, what that's going to do for you is allow you to see all the emotional things that is hidden. That's hidden. If you look at this card, you can see that it is a boat. You just see the front part of the boat is heading towards some incredible light. And all that purple and some of that magenta is crown chakra. Okay? Because you're supposed to be the most connected, right? So believe that and head straight for what you're trying to do, but believe it inside. That's how you're going to succeed. So let's talk about what you learned this year and you need to accept. Rest and reconsider. In 2021, you were given clear guidance that you need to take breaks and you need to really think about what you want to do and your whys. You want to really think about what your triggers are and acknowledge that for yourself. You need to really reconsider whatever ideas you might have had that have clearly not been in your best interest. Maybe you had big visions or big goals. Again, probably why you can't get into that boat and start traveling is because you've been in situations where you're like, I was so sure about this. I was so positive about this. And now I feel like this is a complete waste of my time. Or that I took a wrong turn. How did that happen? You've had so many instances in 2021 where you had to rest, probably because you were feeling sick or you were feeling lethargic or you were feeling like lacking motivation. And in order for you to recuperate your strength and to really hone in on it, you're really gonna have to rest and recover. Because when you're not rested, you physically can't manage. That's just right off the bat without rest. But the additional thing about not resting is that you also will have a difficult time processing information, and then making these moments where you have to reconsider be that much more monumental, be that much more detrimental, be that much more conflicting and confusing for you, because you really do need to rest in order to be able to make sound decisions. And 2021 was giving you plenty of examples of why rest and being able to reconsider and to have that clear mind is actually a strength for you. When you're able to do that, you are strengthened. You need to take that into 2022 with you. Now let's figure out what we're going to be integrating, because you're carrying with you rest and recover. So what are you going to be integrating? Daydreams and decisions. What you're needing to integrate for daydreams and decisions to come up. Again, I literally just said rest and recover. So when you think about resting and recovering, what you're going to be integrating, if you take that as your strength, is the ability to get more inspiration from spirit. You're going to be able to literally dream more because your mind and your body is relaxed and at peace. And then you'll be able to make firm decisions and from your heart space. And you can see all that flow over into this space. So much blue and green just feels like intuition and heart, and your third eye and your throat. I feel like your throat too will be in alignment, just like boom. Okay, your heart, your throat, your third eye, boom. Now it's going to be working because you've been getting all of this, right? All this purple. Now you're pulling it in. Okay, your perception is going to be on 100 if you continue to rest and reconsider and trust that as your strength. Your third eye, okay? Your throat, because you're going to have this confidence, and because you're making decisions that are sound for you and is true to you and to your heart. You're going to feel it. And so this is going to really empower you, because you're going to feel this overwhelming energy of love, overwhelming energy of patience, compassion. It's just going to fuel you, and you're going to just be so connected to spirit through that channel from here on up and back down again. I'm so excited for you. I'm wishing you so much luck, and I will see you in the next video. Before we get into what you need to accept and integrate, you've got balance. Balance. This is what you're working on. This is what you probably have been working on for as far as you can ever remember. That you're always trying to find some sort of like middle ground between who you are, what you want to be, between what they want, what you want, between what you feel like and what you think like. Like, you have always been in this mode of trying to find balance, and this particular year was no different. But I have a feeling that you might be moving closer towards what that might look like for you. This feels like an acknowledgement for Aries. Aries sun, moon, or rising. This feels like an acknowledgement that you have been working so hard on understanding who you are and what you need to do with yourself, and understanding how you really think, and trying to find your way through it that's not going to be detrimental to what you ultimately want. So congratulations on that right off the bat, because that is not easy. As an Aries, as anyone, but as an Aries, it is not easy. It's difficult to find that balance. All the high vibrational Aries out there, that is amazing. It could be for those who are struggling that you need to find balance. But I'm talking to the high vibrational Aries right now. Congratulations. What do you need to accept that you've learned in 2021? Heal. That fire is cleansing. That energy, that passion is pretty cleansing when applied properly, when applied appropriately. It can be very, very healing and restorative. Sometimes you do need to burn things down to the ground. Sometimes you do need to heat things up in order for them to work effectively. And so heal comes up because I feel like you have had many opportunities in 2021 to see how what you do for a living, what you do for a hobby, what you do for yourself when no one is looking has been healing you in your relationships, has been healing you in what you really want for yourself, has been healing you and what you think of the world and the possibilities within it. That you have been healing, and you've had opportunities to see that in action in 2021. That's probably why, for my high vibrational Aries out there, you have been given that confirmation that you have been finding balance. That is amazing. This is going to be a quick read because y'all are on it. Let's see what you got to integrate for 2022. Giving and receiving. Giving and receiving. This card coming up, giving and receiving, has that feeling to me that you have been feeling as though you have not been given enough from people around you that you feel like you give so much to, and that you are not very good at receiving from people either. So it's like both things are happening, but in 2022, with your ability to heal and your understanding of that, because you're taking this with you. You're taking this with you, and what you're going to immediately do with it, immediately, if not already doing it, is healing this. Healing your ability to give and receive. Healing your ability to notice the way other people give in ways that maybe you don't. And maybe seeing that as actually giving, because you might have your way that you feel like giving actually should look like or would look like if it was you. But you're healing that, right? You're healing the fact that you know there's more than one love language, right? There's 5. There's 5 love languages. Maybe yours is acts of service. Maybe theirs is gifts. Maybe theirs is words of affirmation. You have been healing the way you view when people give you, because you have felt for a long time that you're being shortchanged and that people aren't meeting you where you're standing. But then the other side of that is that you don't always make it easy for people to give you stuff. Let's just be honest. It's either you have this attitude where like, I thought so, you should have done it earlier, what took you so long? And people are like, well, damn, this wasn't easy for me to do. Like, can't you just say thank you? Aries, right? Then there might be some of you guys who are, actually I think that might be all of y'all. But just for the sake of argument, there might be some of you guys when it comes to receiving that you're just so uncomfortable about the fact that someone has seen that they have to, someone has seen that they have to give you something, and that makes you feel needy, and you don't want to feel needy. And you don't want to accept, you don't want to receive because you want to be self-sufficient. And someone giving to you makes you feel like, especially if it's something that you actually want or need, you have a hard time with it. It's one thing if it's something that you don't even recognize as love, but if someone's giving you something that's so loving, that's like it's hitting you right in the chest, there's something about your inability to accept that and to receive that this 2022 you're going to be working on. You're going to have to start integrating your ability to do that. And you got to heal the fact that when someone is giving you something, the fact that they're giving it to you does not make you needy. You are asking God, you're asking Spirit, you're asking for things, right? You want stuff. You're not just sitting around completely fine with everything status quo. Aren't you praying about stuff? Aren't you trying to manifest stuff? So why when someone trying to give it to you, you trying to push them away and be like, nah, I'm good? You need to stop doing that in 2022, and you're going to be healing it, right? You're going to continue to take, because this is your strength. Your ability to take things and really honestly transform them into something amazing, things that people never thought was possible. You just completely shift the perspective for people and shift the feeling within yourself. So what you're going to be having to hold into your chest and hold into your heart space is that you have to be able to give and receive. And that's what you're going to have to incorporate for 2022 if you want whatever it is that you got planned to be successful. Because every year, every month, every week, every day, every moment is an opportunity to get closer to what you want. So I'm telling you right now that what you're needing to integrate is being a gracious giver and a receiving receiver. Okay? All right. I'm wishing you so much luck, and I will see you in the next video. All right. So what are you accepting? Detach. Detach. That is what you have been learning. That is what you have been learning in 2021. And that is what you need to accept. Because if you accept that, that would be your strength. You're not what you have in your head. You're not who you think you should be. You're not really being yourself half the time. You're like fulfilling some other sort of projection. It's not even yours. And if it is yours, it's like you don't really understand who you really are yet. You don't see the beauty in what you could do. Because I think the main thing, the thing that has been riding you all this time has been, how do I get myself to be successful and self-sustained and blah, blah, blah. And now you're coming to a space where you're like, this whole year of 2021 has been teaching me that I need to detach from half this shit. If not all of this shit. I need to detach. I need to recognize that I cannot hang my hat. I cannot hang my fate on my ability to make money. I cannot hang my hat on my ability to be liked or to be accepted or to be a part of a group or to be a standout person or to be an entrepreneur or to be a mom or to be a dad or to be a girlfriend or a husband or a wife. Like, you have to detach, because for so much of your life it has been about who you are perceived to be, that you have been accepting that as who you are, and that is not the case. And it is not the case, Taurus. You got so much more to offer and so much more going on. And so 2021 has given you plenty of opportunities to detach from the things that you thought you needed in your life to be successful or to be full or to be whole. And the reason why you've had all these examples in your life for 2021 has been because you need to learn that you actually don't, and you're good solo. Okay? That you're good without that job, or that you're good. You are still needing to accept that. Because if you accept that, like I said, that would be your strength. What you are needing to integrate, your dreams coming true. Integrate your belief in yourself, man. Dang. You believe in so much. You believe in other people. You're very optimistic. People don't know this about you, but you hella optimistic. You really are. You really want things to work out. You're not trying to have a fight. You're not trying to you want everyone to be happy, because if everybody's happy, you're happy. And that makes you feel secure. That makes you feel comfortable. If everybody good? Everybody good? That's you. And so what you're needing to do is tell yourself, hey, everybody is good. Everybody that's on my team, everybody that's in my circle, because I don't really mess with fake people. I can sense that, because your sister sign is Scorpio. Okay? And if you need a sign that's going to be your sister, that is going to pick up on the bullshit, it would be Scorpio. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay? It's because of your sister sign that you are able to pick up when people aren't being authentic, when people are being fake, when people are being half-assed. You pick up on it. But because you are the type of person that you probably would just, all right, I'm gonna back up. You don't have anybody like that around you. You are like, you have your boundaries. You push. You don't mess with that. So you need to trust that everybody that you got your hands on, or you could put your hands on, everybody that you could touch or who can touch you, they're part of your team. You're not alone. You're not alone. Let me hear you say, I'm not alone. I've got people on my team. Visible and invisible members are on my team. Okay? I'm going to be good. Your dreams will come true, okay? Your dreams can come true. Embrace that. Integrate that. Start to realize who you are, that you don't need all those things that you have detached from, that you have grown from, that you have learned from. That's why you were so attached to it, but you're able to detach, or you have been given examples of who you should and why, that when those things fell away, it didn't just fall away and you were left with nothing. You learned so much. When so-and-so bounced, when that thing didn't work out, when you didn't get approved for this particular job or whatever it is, you were actually being saved, and you know that. And you were able to detach from how badly you might have wanted it and how much you believe in it, because you're optimistic. Because again, you're the sister sign of Scorpio. Scorpios are hella pessimistic, right? We think of somebody up to something all the time. You are doing the opposite as a sister. Someone has to be optimistic. There you go. What you're integrating is that your dreams can come true. The people who are in your circle, the people who are on your team, these people are also mostly in the universe in spirit form. You are fully being held, okay? Fully being held, because you're too beautiful. There's one more card you need. I feel like I'm missing something. Hold on. Maybe it's 2 cards you're missing. Feeling alone. Okay, that doesn't feel right. Sadness and isolation. Oh, freaking A. Wow, that is deep. You got feeling alone for integrating in 2022. That could just be a heads up that you really need to embrace the fact that you might feel like you're alone, but you're not. I just finished saying that. I just finished saying that. Hello, let me go back. You are not alone. You be feeling alone, but you're not actually. Okay? And the other card you got is sadness and isolation. I think these are definitely connected to your dreams coming true, because I think at the core of this is that you feel like you're alone, and that you also feel this heaviness deep down. You do, although you're like I said, you're optimistic, so no one really knows that until it gets to the point where it's become so heavy that you just want to curl up into a ball. Okay, right here at the bottom. Sometimes it gets that heavy, don't it? But look at the other side of that, man. You need to experience these little small moments. Most of this card is this up here. Most of that is, oh. But on the bottom end, and this is what people see, right? They see this, but on the bottom end, you need to experience this from time to time in order to have these moments. We know that life is a flow. Sometimes you're completely just paused and you need to stay there for a hot minute and then you can move on. This to me feels like you need to integrate the fact that you're going to have moments of that, and that you need to not linger on this stuff, and remember that everything that you've learned from detaching in 2021, because this was 2021, you're moving into this is a whole new season. And it might seem like really sad cards here, feeling alone, but you have to remember there is light in her hand. The moon is in the sky, and here's a little house or something. Yeah. She's choosing to be outside. She can be in that house probably, or maybe she's considering going over there now, right? And then you have this guy right here who sometimes feels this way, and this just is so heavy. But this is on the other end. Everything that you learn, everything that you have been learning about yourself, and all the times that you have had these moments that are really, really sad, is all a part of this. You need to integrate the fact that these things that you would like to not really feel, right? This is where they're heading. Okay? These things work together. Okay? They don't just, you can't expect your dreams to come true and to never have any setbacks or failures or feeling isolated. That's not really possible. Okay? Taurus, I'm wishing you so much luck, and I will see you in the next video. Gemini, what you are needing to accept, heart chakra. Heart chakra. Your heart chakra has been on you for this entire time. 2021 has been the year of you leaning into your heart space. And not that you're not compassionate, not that you have just been hurt so bad. And you are hella sensitive when it comes to your heart. So what you're needing to accept 2021 was changing your focus, and that sometimes took the weight off of what you're feeling in your heart, because you were focusing on things that were just making you feel worse, or focusing on things that was making you feel some type of way. Okay, probably used, probably feeling some resentment in your heart space. So 2021 has been really on you with these examples, and you are focusing so much on that stuff as opposed to the things that are working well in your life, that feel good, that actually feel your heart from fully breaking. There are things that you have in your life, in your world, that prevented your heart from fully breaking. But you need to change your focus, and that's what you've been learning. You can't focus on the fact that it's fractured. You can't focus on the fact that it's wounded, and how, and specifically how and why. Right? 2021 has been telling you, don't focus on that, and then share the love. Share it. Even the heart in the hand has fractures. Doesn't mean you can't offer it. It doesn't mean you can't offer it. In order for this balance to occur within ourselves, is that we can't hide. Gemini, we can't hide the parts of us that are ugly. Everybody has a part of them that's ugly. Everybody has a part of them that's broken. Everybody has a part of them that's wounded. Everybody. And it's the person with that feeling, with that experience, and that weight on their lives, is when people who feel like that are still able to offer, are still able to give, and to do it with a pure heart. Like, that's okay. I know that I've been hurt before, but I'm not going to let that stop me from giving love. And that's what you've been learning. Giving and sharing love, and working through your heart chakra, and changing your focus is what you've been learning in 2021. And that's your strength, by the way. If you accept this, if you really fully accept this, that will be your strength. It's like the one thing that you probably don't really want to do. That's how it works. What you're integrating, you got 2 cards. Seeking the truth and healing begins. Ooh. Integrating that you need to look at the truth. You need to look, integrating, seeking the truth and understanding what truly happened and why that affected you and how come your heart was so broken over this, or the reality of the situation that wounded you. If you give yourself the opportunity to seek the truth on that in 2022 and integrate the need to always be seeking the truth, not your perceptions. You are a really perceptive person. Geminis are really perceptive and they're really great at communicating what they understand. But what they're needing to do for 2022 is integrating seeking the truth on their own traumatic experiences and not being afraid of what they see. Changing the focus towards paying closer attention. That was the accepting, but you're integrating seeking the truth about the things that have happened to you. And you can see here, the light is like focused right in the center of this brain. Of the head, of these 2 heads. You see the light focused right in the center of the head. Why do you think that's even there? It's about your head space. The way you think about what happened to your heart. That is what you're needing to seek the truth about. How this is affecting the wounds. And this now is you. This isn't them. This is you. You also need to do that because healing will begin. 2022 is going to be a very healing year for you, Gemini. If you're able to follow through with accepting that you still need to give love and not hide yourself from yourself. You are in the beginning stages of healing. You are just now in the moment of like, I'm gonna walk through this curtain now. Look. Both of these peeling back the layer that has been, look at her. You see how the light here is sort of showing as though she's opening a curtain and her hands are attached to it because you're going to open up and seek the truth in your mind and let your mind not run you like it has been. So you're going to seek the truth of all situations and perspectives. Then you have this one where she herself is healing, and it's interesting because this green light is towards the bottom. There's a very good chance that the things that have hurt you and that have traumatized you came from a root cause, came from a early childhood situation and something that messes with your ability to feel secure. That's what I feel like your heart chakra wound is around. But you are just now peeling back the curtains on that. It almost, not for nothing, the way the curtains are actually shown here, it reminds me of a vagina. Mother wound. You're needing to integrate the healing that is beginning from the trauma that comes from your mother wound. Now, I'm not going to get into all of that. That's a whole other video. I suggest you look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. But most of you guys know what I'm talking about without me having to say it. If you accept, right, you can then become whole and continue this process that you have just peeling back, just peeking through. 2022 is going to be you fully walking in it, fully embracing it, and allowing your healing to truly begin. Hold on, look at these cards again. The one thing I realize is that we're talking about how your mind is the biggest thing. You are going to need to integrate seeking the truth and the healing beginning, because it's messing with your ability to be intuitive. Because you don't know what spirit and what's your hang-ups and what is your wounds and what is your trauma and what is confusion. You are needing to do this work so that you could figure out what's what. Because the ego is wounded too. The ego wants you to survive. The ego wants you to be okay. The ego's on your side. Just on the side of you being like good doesn't mean that you're going to be fully integrative good. It'll just be on the surface good. The ego is concerned about what other people think about them. The ego is not trying to heal you fully. The ego is just trying to save face. So the ego is doing its job and telling you something too, and then you're going to do that because you want to feel fine. You want to feel secure. You want to feel whole. It just doesn't work that way. So you need to learn the difference between what little voice is it that you should be listening to and recognizing the difference. Okay, I'm done now for real, Gemini. I'm wishing you so much luck, and I will see you in the next video. You have been tempted, and you still are. In a way, this influence is there, and we're gonna talk about it, okay? I'll talk about it some more, but you've seen this vision for yourself, for your life, and in 2021, probably more than likely even before 2021, maybe even up to like 9 years ago or less, you have been in this state of feeling like, okay, this is what I really want. I'm going to do this thing, and it's going to pay off, right? And then you actually do the thing, and it does start to pay off, and then you do have this. You're standing above where you were at the beginning. You've built so much that you can actually stand on it. You've built so much that you can actually stand on it. The issue is, you've got here refusing to see. This is where this guy comes in again. So here we go. This guy comes in because it's got you locked and trapped and thinking that you're not enough. You see the heart? That you're not enough, that you're not doing enough, that you can't be enough, Cancer, that you're not doing enough, that you can't be enough. I'm saying it again because it's important for you to hear it. And that's what's causing you to refuse to see. And you're not just refusing to see the things that you have done that has been amazing, right? The ways that you have strengthened the bond with yourself and what you really want for yourself. And also the fact that you have done so much that you can stand on it, that you have a well-deserved reward. You can't see any of that at all. In two ways. You can't see how the entire time you have been getting downloads and having this intuition on like a million to accomplish your goals. Okay, you're refusing to see how this is like activated. Then on top of that, you're having a hard time accepting and seeing, refusing to see, because here you have this guy saying you're not doing enough, you're not showing up enough, you're not giving enough, you're not enough. So it's got you sort of it had you, at least. Maybe you're working your way through this, but it's something that is coming up as what you need to accept. That one, you are enough. Two, that you have done so much that you can stand on it. It's firm, you have it, you holding it, and that you are being guided. Accept that. Integrate the fact that opportunity beckons. That you are strong. First of all, you are strong, and you have the world behind you and the moon in front of you. You have intuition, you have power, you have strength, you have a bird's eye view, because this person is on a balcony looking down. Integrate the fact that you are the chosen one. No, in a way, that you have the capacity. Spread your wings. Spread your wings. 2022, you're needing to integrate the fact that you should spread your wings, that you should explore more, that you should take more risks, that you should try different things, that you should let yourself be free. That is what you need to integrate, because opportunity beckons you. The opportunity to do that is there already. You just need to walk the path and believe that you are being guided, you know, through your crown, through your third eye. Just believe in it. Many people won't even be able to see the path you're on. Don't worry about that. You're not from this planet. You're not even here with the rest of us. Come on. Stop playing around. Okay, Cancer? Just stop playing around. You are the mother of the zodiac. You are capable of producing so much. You give life to so much, and now you're needing to lean all the way in to that for 2022. Integrate it. Hold on to what you've been learning about yourself and how the devil really makes you feel like you're not enough, and realize that you've done so much, so you are enough. You're more than enough. And then learn to integrate that so that you can hold on. I'm enough. I'm enough. These opportunities are mine, because yes, this came up to my attention because it's mine, right? I'm enough. I've done so much. I have enough to stand on. And you know what? I have so much to stand on. I can walk on a path that is barely seen by others. That's what you need to integrate for 2022. Integrate that. All right. And I will see you in the next video. You've got to choose your battles. What you need to be accepting that you've learned in 2021 was that you need to choose your battles. You have been learning through many examples this year how it feels to get pulled into a battle, how it feels to start a battle, how it feels to lose a battle, how to think you won a battle and then lost the battle in the end, how you realized all of this was through experience, and through those experiences you are needing to accept what they've taught you, and that is the only way that you can win and actually feel like a winner and actually be a winner is if you choose your battles. And more times than not, you will realize that the best answer is to not even get into it. Is to not even get into it. That's the only way you can really keep your peace, because battles are essentially never ending. They're difficult for anyone on either side to feel like they really gained a real win. If someone actually wins a battle, they have to always sort of prove themselves. They have to keep themselves at that level. You hear me? And so there are times when people think they've won a battle, or that you thought you won a battle, and you realize how much extra pressure and stress and just annoyance there was at the fact that you were in this position now, that it really wasn't a win because there was no peace there. And when you lose a battle, the shame and the humility that comes with it also adds so much extra pressure on you, because now you have to try to prove yourself. Now you have to try to save face. Now you have to try to rally the troops. Now you have to try to, start over again. Choose your battles. That is what 2021 has been teaching you. And if you can accept the importance of choosing your battles, that will be your strength. That will be your strength. It is not an easy thing to do. And that's exactly why, if you are able to do it, that's exactly why you'll end up being stronger. 2021, accept that. What you're needing to integrate, if you accept that you understand that you need to choose your battles, it requires you to do something. Listen, and heal. These two cards came out together when it comes to your ability to integrate for 2022. It doesn't matter what you're planning on doing. It does not matter what you're planning on doing for 2022, whatever vision you have for yourself, whatever guidance you feel like you're receiving from God. It does not matter what it is. If you cannot listen, forget about the obeying part, forget about the actual steps and the action. If you can't even listen, that's going to make it hard for you to move forward, no matter if you're winning or losing battles, if you're choosing them or not. What you're needing to integrate for 2022 is the ability to heal the blockages that are in your way when it comes to being able to listen and to be patient. Because the thing about listening is that it gives you clues about your next steps. And if you're going to be someone who's going to work and create and manifest and all these fancy words and sow seeds, if you're going to do that, you need to know how. And you have to be humble enough. That's why heal comes up. Humble enough to realize that you actually don't know all the time, that you actually are confused half the time, and that you do things because of ego. So if you could heal this ability to listen, then you will be able to integrate what you have coming. So let's look at what else you're needing, because there has to be another level. There's another level to what it is that you needing to integrate. The first step is being able to heal your ability to listen and to remove the blockages. But that blockage is where I really want to kind of help you through. What is it that's causing you to have to learn how to integrate healing and listening and the ability to do those two things? There's something that's sort of in the middle of that, and we're going to try to find that out. Love abounds. I keep thinking about Leo the lion, the king of the jungle, and how even the king of the jungle has to have some feelings that people don't really love me for me. That's your block. That it's not me for me. It's not me at my weakest. It's not me at my confused. It's not me at my needing. It's not me at my wanting. It's me at my strongest. So this is why choosing your battle was something that you had to learn this year, because you're constantly trying to stay the king of the jungle. Leo, you're still trying to hold on to that. And it's really difficult to do. It's really difficult to do because you don't always feel like the king of the jungle. And then the worst part about it is that you can't even admit it. But you can't even admit that to yourself sometimes. So forget about everybody else. If you want to unblock this ability to listen, if you want to heal your ability to listen, you have to at least show up for your genuine emotions, your genuine concerns, and your genuine needs. You are going to have to be there for yourself. That is what you're going to have to do. That is why this comes up. This is the very, very beginning steps when it comes to the emotional love aspect, the heart space. You have to be able to hear yourself. You have to be able to understand yourself and to love yourself despite not always being strong. Because the reality is your perception of strength that also needs to change. So once you start healing, you're going to see, oh, here I'm thinking that, you know, it's beating everybody. It's being the tough guy. It's being the smart one. It's being the one that's one step ahead all the time. It's being the conniver. It's being the trickster. It's being the con artist. It's being the scammer. I'm not even trying to play with you today. I'm saying all these things that you think is how people are successful and is a sign of strength is actually not the case. You're being reminded that you're needing to integrate healing and looking at yourself fully and accepting yourself fully. Accepting yourself fully, because if you truly accept yourself, the level of respect that you're going to have for yourself, you will know that trying to fight everybody for position or trying to save face or trying to prove a point is a waste of your time, is a waste of your energy, and that you could be using that strength to rule instead of trying to fight off people who you think are trying to come for you. Because if you are confident, you're going to know that no one can touch you. If you are completely tapped in, you're going to know that no one can touch you. And it doesn't matter what they say, doesn't matter what they do. What matters is what you think about yourself, because every emotion that's within is going to show itself on the exterior. Every last one. We always think that we're the ones that are holding it in. We're the ones that are doing our best to like pretend and to hide. But the reality is that every time you feel something, jealousy, it shows up. Anger, it shows up. Sadness, it shows up. Joy, it shows up. Contentment, it shows up. Gratitude, it shows up. You can't hide it. Okay, Leo? So that is what you are working on integrating for 2022, and I absolutely cannot wait talking to you again in the next video. See you there. The importance of waiting for what you want. People don't realize that that's actually really the most difficult thing for a Virgo. It's not like you put so much effort and time and energy into what is beneath the ground with your forethought, with your planning, with your analyzing, with your self-loathing, with your lack of confidence, with your lack of self-esteem. All of these things just making this really mushy, sort of soupy, sometimes delicious, sometimes like it chokes you, right? Like sometimes it really works out. All of that effort, all those times that you've cried into your pillow, all of these things really come up positive. You're like, okay, that I must be doing something right. But there's something about waiting. It's the waiting to see, okay, was that it? Was that it? Was that it? Was that it? Is this the thing? Is this the thing? There's something about that feeling for you, Virgo, that makes it really, really hard. So there was many examples this year where you had to learn to distract yourself and to put energy into something else while you waited. That you could not just sit there and stew over the decisions that you've made to see what the outcome's going to be. Because those types of moments really rob you of any joy you could possibly have towards what you've created. Because you spent so much time doubting the things. You spent so much time being unsure about the things that by the time it actually comes up and it tends to be fruitful, you kind of you're not really digging it. You don't even celebrate it. You don't even really truly celebrate because of all that it drew up out of you while you were awaiting for your results. You've learned the importance of waiting and doing something else that brings you joy as you wait. It kept you neutral. It kept you in a state of pretty close to bliss, to be honest, depending on what it was and which time. I think it got better as you were practicing it. And it wasn't something that you were doing in the beginning of the year. But by the end of the year, you were like, you know what? I got a formula that helps me feel better for longer. And I could tell the results are going to be amazing if I keep it up. That's the type of energy that waiting and doing something that was giving you joy was giving you. And it strengthened this bond between what you're able to do, what you're able to create, and how you actually feel about it. Because a lot of the times you do things because you're good at it, but then you don't actually always feel good about what you're good at. You don't actually truly celebrate it. And celebrate keeps coming up. I said that twice already. You're not celebrating enough your accomplishments. You're not praising yourself enough. That's probably what you're needing to start integrating for 2022, is when you actually can, and more times than not, you need to celebrate. You need to pat yourself on the back. You need to get down on your knees and pray and just say thank you a million freaking times if you need to. You need to do something to acknowledge your connection between your intellect and your drive and your passion and your love. So that's where you're integrating. You got 3 cards for that, and it's in order. First one, opportunity beckons. That's number 4. That would be the 4 of Cups. Then you got 5, change your focus. Change your focus. And then you got 6, simply love. It's not easy. Even though it's in order, 4, 5, 6, it is still not easy to do any of this. But one thing I know, Virgo, one thing I understand about you, Virgo, about that Virgoian energy, about that Virgoian drive, what I know is that these never stop coming. Opportunities, woo, people look to you all the time. They look at you all the time. That's part of the pressure. Yes, we know this. But opportunities are always there because you're so reliable. So you're integrating the fact that these are going to keep happening. Okay? And you are actually the person in charge of which opportunities you take. You don't have to say yes to people. That's not easy for you to do either. But you don't have to say yes to every opportunities. But there are some that you feel, when you feel it beckoning you, not calling you, beckoning. When you feel those opportunities that are pulling right in the chest, like it just connects directly to your heart space, that's your clue. Then you have changing your focus. We talked about this when it comes to you waiting. We talked about this when it comes to what you're accepting that you've learned from 2021. Changing your focus is going to allow you to see more. It's not just simply ignoring something. You're honing in That is what you're doing. For some people, when they get change your focus, they literally have to turn around. When you get change your focus, it's literally switching around the little gears. It's literally, I'm doing this camera focus thing, like as if we even do that anymore. It automatically focuses for us, but we don't have that luxury because we're humans. We have to actually change our focus with intention. You're being asked, Virgo, to integrate your ability to micro, manage to your advantage. When you start noticing the things that really feel good in your heart space, that really brings you joy, when you start noticing that when you breathe new life into things, when you breathe in positive, when you breathe out positive, that those things really give you so much more positive, life-filling, joyous energy. When you feel that, you gotta change your focus, change how you see it, change how you notice it. It's not a fluke. It's not a fluke. It's not a random. It's not a synchronicity. It is what you are doing. It is spirit. It is God working with you. When you feel that, that connection is undeniable. And simply love. I love this card because basically this is saying, think about what you would want as a child. Think about how you would want to do this as a child. You know how they say, what would Jesus do? What would your child version do? Legit. How would they approach this? What sort of ideas would they have in regards to making something different happen? You're needing to tap into that energy more in 2022. You got to just become that again. And the thing is, you don't have to worry so much. Like there's some people I would never recommend this to, but there's this energy of rejuvenation. It's like the fountain of youth. That's your fountain of youth. That is how you become fully whole again, is remembering who you were as a child and what you really knew as a child and what you really wanted as a child and how you would approach things as a child. And because you're a mature person and because you are a loving person and because you are fueled by the passion for life and the passion for art and the passion for music and the passion, because you have that already, I'm not concerned about you doing something reckless like a teenager or something like that. You know, a stereotypical teenager. I'm not concerned about that at all. Because you're responsible, you're reliable. You will show up to work on Monday, right? You will turn in the paper. You will have the presentation ready. But there's something about how you're going to do that presentation. There's something about how you're going to write that paper. There's something about how you're going to come to work that day. That is going to be your inner child. That is what you need to integrate for 2022. Virgo, I am so excited for you and I can't wait to talk to you during the next video. Libra, you have learned in many instances this year that the feeling of strength or the feeling of control is fleeting, that it's variable, that there are times when you feel as though you have absolutely zero control and you're finding that you're actually okay. And there are times where you feel like you're in complete control and you feel like a hot mess. So 2021 has been giving you so much information about what it means to have strength and what it means to have control. And what you're needing to accept is that control is not something that you could really try to like hold on to. It's really like trying to like grab sand in your hand. It kind of slips through. You might be able to grab some. You might be able to mold it with some water, with some tears, with some manipulation. You might be able to do that, but you can't really sustain it. It really is something that is not easy to hold on to, control. At least that's what it felt like for you throughout 2021. The thing is that you need to give up control. That's part of what you learned this year, is that when you give up control, when you give up trying to hold on to control, when you give up, no one ever says give down. You need to give up. And what is up? Right? Spirit, God, give it up. Let it be. Let it happen. That is what you learned for 2021. And you're needing to accept that in order to be successful, in order to be frickin' happy, content, at peace for 2022. Let's talk about what the problem is that you refuse to see. That has been blocking you. It's like, that can't be it. That can't be it. Really successful people are always in control. No, they're not. Really happy people are always in control. No, they're not. But you're looking at people refusing to see that that's not true. So you're needing to strip that away. Accept that this is something that we all want to be able to have, but that we can't always think that we have it, and we have to sometimes give up control to a higher power. Actually, all the time we should be doing that, but y'all not ready for that conversation. This refusing to see is refusing to see how futile it is to try to gain it. The only thing you can control are your actions. And so you control your actions to try to gain control, when you need to control your ability to release it and to let it go and to let it up. Okay? Give it up. Now, what you're integrating for 2022, there's two cards here. Feeling alone. Now, this doesn't even feel like a good card to share with you that you're trying to integrate, but let's just be really straight up with one another right now. Let's be really honest right now. It is really hard to feel alone for anybody. For anybody. But you also got solar plexus chakra here. So what that's telling me is that your sense of power, that control you want so much, is actually coming from your ability to feel alone and to integrate that as your strength. That when you are alone, the decisions that you are making are yours and yours alone. You don't have to try to figure out what somebody else might want. You don't got to try to give somebody else something that you're not really sure you want to give them, and thinking that's going to help the situation or help you gain control, and it doesn't. You don't need to do all that. What you need to do is be okay with feeling alone and seeing it as a strength, integrating, actually trying to be alone more, trying to stay single, trying to just commune with God, and that's it. Like, making that effort is going to give you so much more power, because you need to see yourself in isolation. You need to recognize yourself when no one else is around, because who you are really depends on who you're around. You are so pliable, you're so moldable that you could fit in any place, which is a beautiful thing. It's a survival technique is what it is, but who are you? And that's what you're needing to integrate for this year, because you're wondering, why is it that I feel like I have no motivation? Why is it that I feel like I don't know what to do next? Why do I always feel so confused? Why do I feel so lost? Why do I feel like things aren't happening the way they're supposed to? I'm so smart. I'm so capable. I'm so loving. But why am I not feeling any of that? Because you need to be alone. Because you're looking at yourself in the reflection of other people all the time. Look at yourself. Love yourself, and not in that stereotypical girl love yourself, boy love yourself, self-love, yay. No, bigger than that. Bigger than that. Self-love is deeper. It's self-compassion. You could picture yourself and give yourself a hug, like that type of like, we got us, right? Your higher self, your spiritual self, your emotional self, your mental self, your spirit self, your physical self. Embrace them all. You have so many sides, so many facets to who you are, that you're being asked to feel alone so you could be alone, so that you could notice who you are when you're alone. And then, my friend, you will realize that you're actually alone, but you're not lonely. That you're actually alone, but you're not lonely. And that it is okay to be alone. Feeling lonely is a total different thing. We can't keep melding the two. They're two different things. And if you want your power, if you want to feel that motivation again, if you want to start feeling that sense of like accomplishment again, you're going to need that because your solar plexus is dependent upon that. You've been allowing other people parts and pieces of your motivation. This person really likes me. I feel motivated to do more things now because I feel good about myself. There's nothing wrong with that. We all kind of have those moments, but Libra especially. These relationships you have with other people, I know it really feels like everything to you. But it's not okay to give all of that responsibility to others. They can't hold it. They're not God. They can't hold it. They can't hold you. They can't comfort you. You can, and spirit can. That's it. Not your husband, not your wife, not your children. They are add-ons. They are benefits. Okay? It's like, ooh, and I get to watch someone else grow. Ooh, and I get to grow with someone else simultaneously. Oh, that's amazing. But it should not be, this person is my everything. This person is what I live for. Unless you're talking about yourself. And that is what you were needing to integrate for 2022. Libra, I'm wishing you the absolute best of luck. And I'm hoping, praying, not just hoping, praying that you will be able to integrate this for 2022 because there's so much beautiful light and energy in you that it would be a shame to feel like you need anyone to pull it up out of you. You don't need anybody to pull it up out of you. You don't need anyone to strengthen you. You don't need anyone to do that. You can do it all by yourself, and you need to integrate that. You need to believe that for yourself. Okay, Libra? We've got to have balance. Oh, we have to accept one thing that we have learned in 2021 is that balance, man, we were pulled out of alignment by situations and immediately knew that we were out of alignment and immediately knew this wasn't right and immediately knew this was the wrong choice. Immediately knew I should have went here instead of there. Immediately realized I should have had breakfast. Immediately knowing I should have went back and got my keys. Immediately knowing I should have said no. Immediately knowing that I should have said yes. Immediately. That is what we have been learning throughout 2021. The moment we make the decision, we realize, and learning to balance, because man, that's a lot to go from this to that. It's like boom to boom to boom to boom. We were just being rocked side to side all year long, either extremely joyous or incredibly sad. And what we needed to learn and accept was that feeling of alignment is so amazing. That feeling of balance is so incredible. It is where the peace is. It is our strength. Scorpio is a feminine sign that's ruled by a masculine planet. We're constantly trying to find balance between what we feel and how we act and what we think and how we want to show up. That we could embody this variety and at the same time do nothing. So extreme. And so 2021 has been really a year for us to learn balance and the importance of it because it feels good. We realize we're stronger when our masculine and feminine are working together. Boom. We feel really powerful. We feel really in control of our mental and emotional and spiritual health because we're combined and we are unified. There is no war going on within. So balance has been major for 2021. We need to accept that when we are in balance, it feels good. not when we're in control, not when we're being docile, not when we're being quiet, not when we're being active, not when we are being scared, not when we are being fearless. When we are boom down the middle, that is when we feel the most at peace, because it is quiet, it is still, it is calm, it is comforting. So what we need to integrate for 2022. Integration is different than acceptance. Integration is when you start acting like you know, doing like you know, being like you know, talking like you know, living like you know. And that's what we need to integrate for 2022. Balance. That we don't have to be hot or cold. We can be warm. And it feels nice when it's warm. That is what we need to integrate. A unified approach to everything that we want to do. You want to start a new business. You want to date that person. You want to buy a house or a car. You want to quit your job. You want to start something brand new that's a little risky. You want to invest. You want to divest. Whatever it is. How would your masculine side handle it? How would your feminine side handle it? Put them together. Put them together in a way that makes sense to you, Scorpio. Put them together. You can be both. You are built to be both. You were built to be seen as both. You think people don't feel that in you? We want to walk into rooms with that energy. We want to walk into our homes with that energy. And what we're needing to do is balance what we know with what we are doing. What we understand and what we say. What we want and what we need. We need to balance that for 2022. We need to integrate that into our lives. Allow both sides to have a say and find that beautiful, delicious middle and run with it and act on it and be about it. Don't just talk about it anymore. Don't just talk about it with anybody anymore. It's time for action, Scorpio. It's time for you to integrate it. It's time for you to make it your lifestyle where people feel you before you even open your mouth. Whoa, what is that? Oh my God, that's what's up. And that requires some high vibrating Scorpios to achieve. I'm wishing you all the best of luck and love and joy and peace. I'm wishing you nothing but the best.